Breakout Racing League. We're here for tier number 1. It is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We're here for the 6th round of the championship. Still a long way to go here in this championship fight. And one of the cars making its way out right now is the Aston Martin. And yeah, 6th round. And we still got a long way to go. Canada coming up, France and Austria. So there's still some big rounds still to come here in this championship. And here is the championship points. Bailey still leading, only just. And those Alfa Romeos looking very comfortable here right now at the moment. And there's the constructors. Alfa Romeo just steamed ahead at the moment. But we'll see how that will play out towards the end of this season. And joining me in the com of the boxes is Katra. Welcome.
Hello, welcome, Baku. It's kind of pretty here, whenever it's not in the barriers. But apparently it's supposed to be dry all the way, so we're gonna have a nice and easy dry session. So we'll have some fun.
Thank God it's not wet. For those that may remember the realistic race of Baku last season in the wet.
God, no.
Oh my goodness me. We all remember that. And Ritzy saying in the chat, Katra, where's the Mountain Dew?
I got Coke.
He's got Coke. But let me go scroll through the field here at the moment. Feta out there at the moment in the Alfa Romeo is going to be one of the first ones to start off a lap time here in Azerbaijan. A couple of drivers out there on medium tyres right now. Strategy around here can always be, well, it could be always a bit mixed. We've seen that throughout the week already. It all depends on the good old safety car when it comes out and everybody deciding what they want to do, really. And we'll have to see what could that entail towards this race and see what everybody will do, what everyone's going to start on, what everyone's going to think here in tier number 1.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the safety car. I gotta get out of the way. I know people don't want to hear this, but statistically in the last 4 Azerbaijan Grand Prix, like over the couple last days, Tier 3, Tier 2, Tier 4, and Realistic, every tier has had a minimum of at least 2 safety cars. We had 2 in Tier 2 about 30 minutes ago. We had 3 in Tier 3. Ironically, I guess the trend keeps going up. We had 5 in both Realistic and in Tier 4, so it's not uncommon to see the safety car. So it could possibly be changed into the strategy. Some guys could possibly predict a possible safety car, so maybe trying on those softs. The mediums may be a little bit on the back foot. If you start outside the top 10, do you start on those mediums, or do you even try to stretch it on the hards? Not a good tire. You actually know that from Realistic and probably Tier 3. That the mediums are definitely the best tire here. The C4s are, I guess, so much ahead of the competition when it comes to the C5s and C3s because of the tire range we have, the C5, C4, and C3. And, well, Chandler's already out.
Trying to scroll for... Oh, well, there's... Well, we saw the remedies of it there, and that car is dead. That car is dead.
Yeah, that's... How has it crashed there? I'm guessing he lost it in the exit of 12?
Baku's one of those tracks where you ask, how did they crash there? 40.657 throw goes to the top, our first time on the board.
Yeah, that's they're going to be chasing. Tier 2 pole was a 38-1, so a lot of these guys may try to take that in consideration. I know a lot of guys are going to be trying to fight after that 37s. Bailey is going to be one of them. Crispy goes to 39-1 on the medium tire.
As New Zealand Ryan goes to the top with a 59.090 and only 0.3 ahead of Sam Mumu goes to P1 in the AlphaTauri. As we go back on board here with Feta, who's on another lap here on these medium tyres, trying to see what he can possibly do. Maniko is also out there as well, but we've got Deer Hunter, who now goes up in the P4 and got a little bit of a tow there from Neymar up ahead.
Yeah, Neymar has actually dropped to a reserve. You noticed him because he was in the Alpine a week ago, and every race before that, he's now kind of just trying his hand in the reserve portal. As you see, he's now with Feta in the Aston Martin for tonight's Grand Prix. One thing I do want to point out for, by the way, and I know it's a little bit early for it. We still have about 12 minutes or so to go. But the race is going to be a lot of, I got a lot of stories here. We've had 5 rounds, obviously round 6, this one being the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We've also had 5 unique winners. We had in Bahrain, we had Luis. In China, we had Cookie. In Portimao, we had Bailey. In Chandler has been in Spain with SupplyRaptor and Monica. What happened?
No, you continue on.
Yeah, so we've had 5 different winners in 5 Grand Prix. Neymar's retired from the session. Looks like that the castle. Yes, it is the castle section.
So,
but
I'll let you continue in a second. 39.021 Feta on top here at the moment on the medium tyres, only just over Mumu, who's on the soft tyres. So Feta looking not too bad here at the moment with those medium tyres early in this qualifying session.
Yeah, 4 milliseconds actually separates Feta and Mumu there. With it's a steps harder compound from Mumu to Feta, by the way. So that's a pretty good pace from the Aston Martin compared to that Alpha Tauri, as we actually have Deer Hunter. Looks like he's on a flying lap, but he's kind of blinking fuel-wise, so I think he's got. But back to what I was saying, though, we could have a pretty, I guess, unique. We could have 6 winners in 6 races, and I don't think that's happened before in Tier 1, not in the recent memories. But we've also had 4 unique pole sitters. Only one repeating has been Bosscookie. He's not here tonight.
Yes, indeed. And we got Sirhan now in the Ferrari on a lap time here right now, and it's going to be fascinating to see how the rest of this session will pan out. It's very close between, well, the top 5. It's under 0.100 at the moment between the top 5 here at Baku. You never thought you'd see it, but well, you've seen it here right now. I'm sure the times will change as this session goes on. On board here with the Ferrari. And yes, a few drivers in the chat right now describing bottling their lap times. Now, Sirhan only goes to P8 in the Ferrari here right now. Here's the championship leader, Bailey, now in the Alfa Romeo. Let's see what Bailey can do. Can he move his way up to the top? He can. 38.624, and that is a first good competitive lap time on those soft tyres.
Yeah, that's something he's going to, I guess, use as a reference point. I've seen Bailey go a lot faster, and I know he can go a lot faster, so a lot of these guys are going to use that time as a reference point, saying, okay, if I can at least beat this time, I got to match it. And I think that we're going to see a lot of times toppling down as the time closes up on the qualifying session.
Axe goes to P7 in the Mercedes, and he goes into P7 right now, so he'll probably go out again to absolutely get another lap time in. Maniko out there now as well, about to start a lap on the soft tyres. Was out there on a run on mediums, but something must have went wrong with his lap. Sidav out there as well, his teammate letting him go by, as we have 9 minutes to go here in the session. It is still a bit ways to go. I want to get everybody's prediction of pole position here, because I'll tell you what, it's going to be, it's a lottery at the moment, because you kind of don't know what everyone's going to be going for here right now, even though Fed is out there on the soft tyres. So I'd say we're going to see a lot of these guys start on the soft tyres at the start of this race. But Bailey's still on top, and everybody now second runs here at the moment. Crispy out there in the Alpine as well on his lap time right now.
Yeah, well, how about this? We'll switch it up. We'll have your prediction first. I want to take a little bit of time to see what I want from this, because it's still way too early to call. 8 minutes left in the session. Who do you think's getting it? Roles are reversed.
Who's feeling right?
Who do you think's getting pole? Okay, well that was easy. You said
I just put the curse on it. That's why.
Yeah. Let's hope not. You said a couple of rounds ago back in China was the first bold prediction. What happened there?
Axe goes P2 on a second run. He did 2 laps on that set of soft tyres, and he got a little bit closer to Bailey's time. But Axe now P2 in the Mercedes.
You know what? Fine. That convinced me enough. Axe, that's my prediction for pole. There you go.
And Ryan saying in the chat, Chandler and I are insane at this game. Well, the difference is that Chandler's probably done way more laps than you have, New Zealand Ryan. But
well, I mean, apparently it doesn't matter. Ryan's a 6. Chandler's out of the session, so.
Yes, indeed, and the wash voice. Well, Ritzy, I can only say that Ryan's the wash car, unfortunately, because I'm not allowed to say it for any other car. I'm only allowed to say it with Ryan, because I wouldn't get sued. But let's. Maniko's coming in his late. Crispy goes to the top by end. Oh my goodness me! Look at the gap.
A millisecond.
Absolutely nothing in it there. And now, Maniko now fastest in the middle sector. I don't know if it's true with the game at the moment, but we'll wait and see. Maniko now on the long straight here at Baku, which can always deliver the drama if we see safety car restarts here, as Maniko will go to P3 and still so close.
3 drivers are within at least half a tenth of a second. That's actually really incredible, really. Think about it. Bailey, Crispy, and Maniko all seeming to have similar pace. Don't count on Axe. He's not too far back, about 1/10 adrift or so. But I think these 4 could have a really big scrap come race time.
Here comes D Hunter to the line. D Hunter's quite up on his time here, and never mind. It's okay, never mind. Feta goes to the top with a 37.8.
7/10.
My goodness. Well, there you go. Feta with a sensational time. And I agree with Ritzy in the chat. That is a sensational time from Feta. And as Jared now joins the session, so we're going to have a few more cars in the lobby come race time. But my goodness me, we are stunned here.
I mean, I said there was going to be some 37s, and Feta proved point. That was 7/10 faster than Crispy Bailey. Excuse me. And Maniko. Can they match him? Because right now the ass looks on fire.
Yeah. Just wow. Just wow. What can you say? Sensational time. And Feta on top with a lap, which is incredible. Ryan about to start off a lap time here at the moment. We got Maniko, and you know what? I'm going to do something I have not done all season, and Ritzy's going to be happy. We're going to dust off the terrible onboard laps by me and give you an onboard run of New Zealand Ryan in the Red Bull. And Feta won this. Well, you never know. It's Baku, Zach. You never know. But let's go. I'll take you on board here with a lap around Azerbaijan. And turn 1, it's the crazy moment, but the crazy moment about this start on lap 1 is right here, turn 2. If you remember T4 last season, there was a big collision here at this corner. So anything going down in T2, and then you go right in T2, my God. Now the run. Big opportunity for a pass, possibly at turn 3. If you get the good run, you can get it done. But it can be a bit difficult. And then this is where the chaos can ensue, because it's tight part of the track. But if you get the opportunity for a move, you can get it done. Through 5 and 6. Tough part of the circuit, especially for someone like me. But if you get it beautifully done, you're on for a winner here in this one. As now we're coming up to the infamous castle section. It's one part of the track where you could die easily. Well, not really, but you know what I mean, game-wise. As Ryan now's not on a bad lap here at the moment. I don't know, I didn't look at the sector times, but we'll keep on board here with New Zealand Ryan in the Red Bull. And we're now coming up to a part of the circuit where the carnage can ensue, and that is not how you take a corner, Mr. New Zealander. As we now come through 16, and now come up to the long run, the long straight with the action, where the drum, or where the free one, where the DRS, the ERS is so absolutely crucial here in Azerbaijan. And you're going to see a lot of that here tonight, no doubt about it, as Ryan is just, P8 at the moment. But Sino's out on circuit, and so is SupplyRaptor.
Well, that was a beautiful lap, if I do say so myself. You should do that more often. Bring it back. I think you'll have a lot of support for that. But Ryan did look pretty quick with that lap, so if he can get out in time, which he should be in about maybe 3/4 of a minute left in the session. We have a couple drivers out, Zenav being one. Jared is now in the session. The Alpine Raptor is actually on a flying lap.
And he's actually lifted off there. Did he invalidate maybe? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, he must have validated maybe out
He
to
was
one, maybe.
on a flying lap.
Yeah, might have validated out one possibly. But Zenav now is about to start lap time. Everybody now pretty much out on circuit for this final run here in qualifying with 2 minutes to go here in the session. And man, I don't know if anyone could get there that 37.873, but you never know. Someone could pull it out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely difficult, I honestly think, for these guys to get it. But if anyone can do it, it's definitely some of these guys. Crispy, Bailey, Minico could possibly make it happen. Axe, once again, could make it happen. You never know. These guys are pretty good at street circuits. And, well, don't count out DRC Jared. How well can he put his Alpine up the grid right now? Obviously, going in an out lap, he's going to have one chance to really put the best lap he can. Right now, outside the top 10 are Ferrari Nut Zenav. I'm sorry, Ferrari Nut, Surnham, Neymar, Chandler, Jared, and Raptor, with Raptor being on a flying lap from last time, which obviously he's still invalid. He can't just uninvalidate himself. Let's see if he has enough time to get that one more, if he can have that enough fuel. But we'll see. Right now, he's the only one on mediums. Yes,
Valkyrie capturing again because I pay her money, so she gives me the stuff that I don't know. So there you go. That's why Catra's here. But Zenav now starting off a lap time here in the Ferrari. Purple first sector so far. And we'll wait and see how things pan out for Zenav. He's going to be the first one across the line here. You can see on your mini-map that there's a bit of traffic here at the moment for Zenav, but who knows, it could maybe give him a little bit of an extra time oomph at the end here at the moment. We'll have to wait and see. We'll stick on board with this with the Ferrari, and there is a bunch of cars coming up here at the moment. We'll keep an eye on it, and hopefully that McLaren gets... Oh, I'll hold my breath there for a second. As now... Oh, Drinks is here, by the way. Oh, I didn't see that. As now Zenav to the line. Let's see what Zenav can do in the Ferrari. He may have lost a 10th coming out of that corner, maybe, of the McLaren. Could have been a distraction, but we'll wait and see. As Zenav now comes to the line, it's going to be only P10. So the game lied, it wasn't purple sectors. But we'll go through the field now and see the next car to come through. It's going to be Maniko now. 3 tenths up on his time. Can he maybe move himself up into P2 here in this one? The Haas driver now to the line. Let's see what he could possibly do. Cross the line and go second, but it's not enough for pole. Let's see who the next one is going to be across the line. It's our championship leader, Bailey, here at the moment. And let's see what Bailey can do in the Alfa Romeo. He will want to have a good starting position here at the moment. That's where he'd want to be. Don't want to be in the mid-pack, especially here at Baku. To the line comes Bailey. It's P2. P2 for Bailey. The Alpina Crispy goes second. Crispy to second place. No one can challenge Feta here right now. Feta's slightly up in the middle sector. Is he going to improve this lap? He won't. But he was so close to improving it, let me tell you that now. Moo to the line. He goes to third. What about Axe? Axe is done. New Zealand Ryan now is slightly up on his time. Let's see what Ryan could possibly do here in the Red Bull here tonight. He's going to get a little bit of tow from the Haas of Deer Hunter. To the line will come New Zealand Ryan. Can he move his way up a few positions? Let's find out right now. It's third for New Zealand Ryan, as Jared will be the next one across the line. And let's see if Jared can move his way up. It's not going to be enough. He looks like we'll be outside the top 10, and that is qualifying. Wow.
Well, I said it was a chance for a unique pole sitter. That's now the 6th race, 5th unique pole sitter. Feta grabs pole by a decent amount, 2 tenths. By the way, quick little fun fact, his average qualifying before this race, 10.5, 10.5. He has just completely blew that out of the water.
Oh my goodness me. Yeah, that is an unbelievable lap there from him. And, wow. Let's see if he can convert that into a race win. We'll have to wait and see. Federer on top here in qualifying. Crispy second, Ryan third, Moon Milk fourth, and Bailey in P5. There's the rest of the field. And I agree, Ritzy. Federer's going to be one to watch in this one. See if he can convert from pole to race win. We'll be back here in a matter of moments. Stay with us here at Azerbaijan. Did you know Breakout Racing League has brand new merch, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, we got the tees, we got the hoodies, we got the phone cases, we got that sexy mug there. Oh, that mug looks very good. We got the leggings, we got absolutely everything your heart desires for Breakout Racing League's new merch. And don't forget, if you want to purchase Breakout Racing League merch, Fan 10 to get 10% off your purchase as we now head to the track.
It's better than what we have.
Yes, indeed, it's better than what we have. I unmuted Catcher too early, but we're back. Apologies for that. I clicked the wrong thing, but it came up anyway. That's all that matters. Yeah, Skeppy will pay me the 1 cent that for me putting that ad up. Nope, that's the calendar. There we go. There's the logo. But Azerbaijan about to get things set, and don't worry, I'm going to be a busy boy in the coming days. I may try to make a who knows, maybe a starting intro for Tier 1. We'll wait and see. Just keep an eye on it. I've got an idea. But Katra, what do you think is going to go down this one? Because I feel like we're going to see a lot of these guys outside the top 10 starting the medium tyres. The battle up front between Federer and Crispy is going to be very interesting.
Well, the big story right now is going to be these guys outside the top 10 is how far they can make it in one, staying out of trouble, but two, if a safety car does come, they are in for a huge benefit. Actually maybe about an hour ago, TTM Heatwave in Tier 2, he started outside, actually he started 10th right there, but he started on the medium compounded tire. With him staying out of trouble, getting his front wing all nice and clear, capped those medium tires until the first safety car happened. That changed the entire dynamic of this race. So if these guys in the mediums can hopefully stay out of trouble long enough, and the safety car abides by that time, because there probably will be one. There's been about at least two in the last 4 Grand Prix here at Azerbaijan. These guys in the mediums are going to be the one to watch, because the guys up here in softs have been the ones in recent races, in the last 4 to be exact. A lot of the guys in the top 10 do not end up finishing there. They're either having a lap 1 incident or there's a crash throughout the race. So it may not be beneficial to start in the top 10 at Baku. You just got to see if the safety car plays out.
That's right. I'll have to see if the safety car will turn things into chaos, which we have seen it do this week throughout the tiers here in Breakout Racing League. And boy, oh boy, get yourself strapped in. Get yourself some popcorn, because I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting one here on lap 1 here at Azerbaijan. SupplyRaptor starting the hard tyres, and both the Ferraris starting on the hard tyres as well. So bit of a different strategy there by both the Ferraris and the middle pack there, 13th, 14th, 15th on the medium tyres. So there you go. And of course, everybody in the top 10 starting the sauce. Everybody chat, who do you think will win this race? I'm going to say right now that Federer will go from lights out to victory.
That's a bold prediction, because it's been difficult. It's been done before. That's true. A lot of guys usually, if you get this strategy right, it can happen for the first, because I believe, Realistic had a winner for the first 2 rows of the grid. Tier 2 had a winner for the first 2 rows of the grid. Tier 3 had a winner for the first 2 rows of the grid. So it's been a common theme. You got to start on those top 2 rows if you want to win here. If not, you're going to have to hope for a safety car. Federer could do it. It's definitely possible. But these 26 laps can be long and rigorous. 6 kilometers around this circuit. 20 different corners, and 3 of them happen right here. And Federer's actually spun in the castle section, so there goes that. Hopefully that's the last time that happens during the race. Because, I mean, that could happen at any point.
No wonder I'm not going to get a paid job of commentary anywhere because I just laughing at that. Sorry, Feta, when you watch this back. Oh, let's hope that that's sort of a sign of things to come for Feta. Jeez. Uh, luckily, it's a street circuit because if he did that anywhere else, it'd be he might have some grass and recharge. But he's just warming his tyres, yeah, warming his tyres, yes. Or could be warming his tyres, you never know, Ritzy. But, oh dear. Let's have a look before we go. The championship points, it is still Bailey on top and the rest of the field. It's close in, well, it's not close, but it could get close towards the end of the championship. We'll have to wait and see. And there's constructors. Alfa Romeo still on top, only just. But we're about to get set here for 26 laps here at Azerbaijan, and I don't want to ask what happened behind there, but it is Feta, Crispy, New Zealand Ryan, Mumu, and Bailey. That's your top 5 as we're about to get ourselves underway here in this one, and let's just ignore what I'm saying. But Feta now moving into position number 1. About to get ourselves underway here in Baku for 26 laps. It's Azerbaijan, anything can happen as we're about to get underway here in Tier 1 for Breakout Racing League. Racing. And it looks like it's a pretty good start for Feta. Crispy's actually got off the line pretty well, but it's not going to be enough to get into turn 1. Feta will lead. It's turn 1 so far. Pretty reasonably clean at the back here at the moment. Maniko and Bailey going out here at the moment. Maniko now trying to go for a move here on Mumu for position, but everyone pretty clean at the back. There's a few position changes so far, but Sidav now trying to see if he can get this move done here on D Hunter for P10. He's going to try to go around the outside. He goes deep. Sinav trying to see if he can get this done, and Neymar will be watching this from a good point of view, and they're going to stay side by side. Neymar's going to try to see the opportunity on the Ferrari, and he will not yet, because Sinav's going to have the, oh dear, and it's chaos already. Neymar in the wall, and it's almost gone into bedlam there. I don't know if Neymar got damage from that at all, but Neymar trying to get that move done on Sinav, and it didn't work for him. But at the front, Feta, almost a second margin over him and Crispy here in this race. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't work out at all for the battle between Neymar and Sinav. And so what happened really, what I saw, though, that really stood out for me is how aggressive the Haas's were, both Deer Hunter and Miniko. Miniko made a move into turn 1 and tried to make it work between with Mumu and with Bailey. We're actually 3 wide going into turn 2 before they backed out. And Deer Hunter actually sent it on a couple of people into turn 2, and you saw that a little bit of an aftermath of his battle there. Now up in the top 10, obviously it's going to be a long race to start from now. But look at this, Ferrari Nuts looking for a move on Drix to the right-hand side. The McLaren is, here comes Ferrari Nuts to the top and to P8.
Ferrari Nut, of course, could have won in Monaco, but we all know what happened there as Ferrari Nut now position number 8 in this race. Feta now almost over that second market as Jared now's gone for, you saw in the background, going for that move on Sinav for position number 11. So Jared now up into position 11 here in this race, and we got Chandler Sin behind who's going to try to get this move done as well. Chandler, of course, the Spanish Grand Prix winner earlier on in the season, a couple of rounds ago. As we move up through the front here at the moment, 1.2, what has happened?
Drix has hit Neymar. Oh, Ferrari Nuts once again lost the car. Drix has hit Ferrari Nut into turn 4, spun him around. I think there may be damage on McLaren.
Jared now trying to get through here on Drix as quickly as possible because you don't want to be stuck behind a car that's got wing damage coming up to the castle section. Ferrari Nut's got to be cautious here. And now he's sitting, and all these guys behind are going to be cautious because there could be a car in the wall here in just a second. Everyone's cleanly through the castle though. So we'll see if any of these guys come into the lane here at the moment. But my goodness me.
Yeah, it was an excellent save. I saw the remember that kind of going through the grid myself, trying to figure out what exactly happened as Neymar gets past Chandler, battle for 13th down there. But you see, once again, Neymar is out, or not Neymar, Feta is out, the other Aston Martin, of DRS range from Ferrari Crispy. That DRS, the drag reduction system, will be activated this time by in lap 3. If you're not within a second of the car in front, which Crispy's trying to make sure he can get in that DRS zone. That will drag Ryan along as Farnak gets past Drix in the middle of the straightaway.
Drix just had a bit of a moment before the straightaway, and Farnak just said thank you very much, and he goes through into position. It is just under that second, which is what Crispy needs if he wants to be a challenger in this race. Chandler's in. Is that wing? It is. So Chandler now comes in and hard tyres go on. Probably the smart way to go for now. Just goes to the safety car as now Maniko now up in a position number 4. Get it done on Mumu for 4th position. So Mumu now down to P5. Bailey P6 here at the moment. But as was said before, now Crispy close to under a second of Feta, and Ryan under a second of Crispy as well. Ryan's probably not going to challenge Crispy at the moment. He's probably trying to hope that Crispy can get a wriggle on here and try to close up to Feta up the front.
One thing I've noticed is going to be a huge implication of a lot of these drivers' moves and how the race goes on. Look at Crispy. His battery, 33%. Feta, 70%. Yellow flag.
Castle, Ferrari around. Ferrari not around. And, oh no. Richard! Austin Powers. Then for the reference for everybody in the chat. Ferrari, no, he gets it back going either way. But damage on the Red Bull. No wing. And he'll have to try to get it back slowly to pit lane and hopefully get a wing change for him at the moment. That's, well, he's out anyway. Chandler goes by him. Is that a safety car? It is.
Yes, it is.
Now, oh my goodness me. So D Hunter comes in. Drix, oh dear, Drix is hit the wall. Sinad, Vin, SupplyRaptor in. Those guys are probably going on the medium tyres. Well, most likely the medium tyres, because I don't know why he's going on soft tyres now. And Drix changing that wing after hitting the pit lane entry, as you saw. And Sinad now goes on the medium tyres. A few of these guys are on the hard tyres here in this one on lap 4 of 26. But most of these front guys, I don't see them. You may see some of these guys go on the hard tyres. You may see these guys maybe stay out and try to just extend that soft tyre life, but we'll have to wait and see. But Ferrari not out in this race, bring out our first safety car here in Azerbaijan.
Well, this is actually kind of a tricky situation here. This helps Crispy, by the way, because of that ERS deficit he had with Feta and groups him up along with Ryan, Miniko, Mumu, Bailey. But this also hurts a lot of these soft compound guys because this lap right here, lap 4, is kind of the crossover point. The softs start dying off. The mediums start getting better. But here's the thing. The softs cannot just go to mediums from now. You cannot pit on lap 4 or 5 to the medium compounded tire. They cannot make it. But the softs will be significantly slower if you stay out. So who's gonna risk it? Who's gonna stay out? Who's gonna pit now? That's gonna be the big question. I think if you're in the top 3, you have to try to stay out. There's nothing you can do.
It's either you go on the hards or you go on the mediums to maybe hope for a safety car late in the race. And yeah, hards are mixed around here. You either love them or you hate them. I can tell you that right now. I didn't mind them yesterday. Feta's in. They're all in. They're all in. Everyone's in. So this is going to be interesting what they all do here. Are they all going to go on the hards or are they not? Feta, it's mediums on for him. Mediums. Ryan goes to hards. One of the cars have gotten wing damage. I don't know, change. I didn't see who it was. But the only one that's gone on the hard tyres is Ducelle and Ryan. Everyone else have gone the mediums.
Well, Ryan stays out. That's a pretty big strategy call from him. He now will lead this Grand Prix from Feta, from Crispy. So this is now actually going to hurt Feta a bit because he has an Alpine in front of him and behind him. So if these guys are working together, Crispy and Jared, well, how well is that going to play in? Are they going to be on the same wavelength for this the restart? Are they just going to go whenever they want? But this also could mean good things for Jared because Jared could Feta into Crispy and try to get Crispy past Feta. And, well, overtaking is difficult here, but if anything to play by it, Feta had to use significantly less ERS than Crispy did to try to stay in similar pace. How much will that play in the rest of the long game? Because you can't use battery forever. That drains.
Interesting. This is going to be interesting now. You know, if there's a big old train that starts to happen here, and Jared's going to be out for quite a while. You got to remember this now, that Jared's going to be out for quite a while. He's not going to be pitting like 2 laps into this safety car run. I know Jared will be going mediums to softs. I guarantee you right now. I don't see Jared going to mediums to hards. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. If there's no safety car intervention for the rest of this race, it's going to be fascinating to see how it all plays out. So it's going to be intriguing here. But as we both know, and everyone else in the chat knows, the safety car has been quite a thing this week here in BRL. So, I'll tell you this right now, there's probably about a 95% chance we're going to see a second safety car at some point in this race.
Oh, I would almost argue like 99.3% chance. It's been very, very common over the last couple of days and last couple of tiers. Well, once again, I've said it a couple of times. It's been a minimum of at least 2. So, I mean, I think there's at least going to be 1 more coming. Depends how aggressive these guys want to be. Well, we know a lot of these guys can be aggressive when they want to. We saw how aggressive Minico was at the start of the Grand Prix. How Deer Hunter and Neymar are. They're actually next to each other, by the way, 10th and 11th. We'll see how that plays out. We also have Mumu. Crispy can be aggressive. Feta, he knows he can be aggressive. Jared's going to be aggressive. How much is he going to defend? A lot of these guys want to be aggressive. Neymar's pitting, by the way.
He will go on mediums. Unless he's got dim somewhere. No, he's going on mediums. And he's probably just waiting as long as he can safety car in this lap, and he might try to go to the end on those medium tyres. So we'll wait and see. But as we said before, if we go green flag to the end, you know, those mediums will be a bit dicey towards the end, and the tyre you'd probably want to be on is the tyre that Ryan, D Hunter, and Driggs is on if we go green to the end. So it'll be interesting to see. And yeah, Venom in the chat, I feel like Jared's just going to go as long as he can, or pretty much wait for the next safety car. That's pretty much what he's going to be doing, Jared. Since he has track position right now, all these guys on mediums, if the safety car did come out, they would probably pit again, most likely. I don't know about well, pretty much everyone behind. If another safety car came out, I guarantee you they'll probably pit again. But you never know. It's Baku, and it's Tier 1. I've been proven wrong many times throughout these last few races. So you never know, because the safety car can just change everything in a second. So we'll have to wait and see what goes down here on this restart, which I'm pretty sure is moments away.
Yep, everyone is here. Every car is in the queue out of the 15 drivers still running. And, well, you keep saying it's going to be interesting. Oh, it's going to be 100% interesting. So don't go anywhere. Because, I mean, the first couple of laps after the safety car restart can either make or break this entire race. The safety car is in, and it's time to go.
Jared, Feta, Crispy, Ryan, Mumu, that is your top 5 here at the moment. Jared yet to pit, but Jared on a tyre that, well, is what you probably want to be on right now in position number 1 when you have not pitted as of yet. If he was on the hard tyres, he might struggle to hold off Feta here, but we'll have to wait and see. Jared will be waiting for the right moment to go for this move. We'll watch here from Feta's point of view and see if he can follow him at the right point, or will Jared go at the right time? Let's see. Or is Jared going to wait till the last possible moment to go? We know what that can bring in chaos when he goes to the... And he's gone. Jared goes, and Feta, didn't fall asleep, but he is still with him though. So Feta, not a bad restart from him, as well as now Mumu and Ryan. Ryan will lose some positions here early in this restart, and what has happened behind? There are cars absolutely everywhere. It's Deer Hunter, it's Driggs, and it's Sirhan.
Yeah, I said it was going to be aggressive. These guys, including Deer Hunter, was going to try to make those moves. Well, I don't know what happened there, but it didn't work out for those three, as they now are going to be a little bit far behind Deer Hunter and Drix, both on the hards, Zerhan on the mediums. But it's going to be all about these top three. How fast can Feta get around Jared?
Maniko, I thought was going to go for there. A move just caught him back on New Zealand Ryan, but he did not. Feta is all over Jared. He's all over him. But he's got to be patient here. You don't want to make a mistake, especially coming up here to the castle. You do not want to make a mistake here. Just got to be patient, buy your time to get this move done here at the moment. But Ryan now, yeah, Ryan P5, as I said before, he'll lose a few positions on those hard times, but if he can stay in a good rhythm behind these guys and be in the train, he could be well good towards the end of this one. And as of right now, Crispy needs to try and challenge Feta here as quickly as he possibly can. If not, Feta could be gone in a matter of seconds.
Oh! He just hit the wall.
Who hit the
Does he have damage? That's going to help Crispy. Here he comes. Feta's going to go to the left-hand side, and he's going to have powerless to defend. But how much damage does Feta have? Does he have damage at all?
Well, I could tell you from experience. Look at this now. Feta now looking to... No, he's just not enough. Oh, my goodness me. I thought Crispy was going to hit his teammate there for a second. Oh, hold your breath stuff here at the moment as we'll watch Feta here on board. And I can't see damage, but I can tell you from experience, from my experience yesterday, even the slightest of damage here at Baku, it hurts. It hurts. As now Maniko looks for it here on New Zealand Ryan. Ryan doesn't challenge it for now because he doesn't need to challenge it here in this race at the moment. He just doesn't need to in the position that he's in this race. Here's Feta on board. We're trying to see if that possible damage is hurting him here right now. It's hard to tell, but Mumu's coming up behind him. The two Alpines up front. It's not the two usual Alpines that we used to like at China, but it's Jared and Crispy at the front here at the moment. And boy oh boy, it's going to get very interesting here very shortly, because that DRS in a matter of moments is going to be enabled.
Yeah, from the looks of it, I think Feta may not have damage. If he does, it's very, very slight. But that's going to be huge, though, once the DRS is enabled. About this time by, once again, we saw it could cause a lot of overtaking, but it also could cause a lot of stalemates. It's going to be who can get around them now. If Crispy can get around Jared as quick as possible, as Drix gets around Zerhan, battle for 14th, by the way, it's going to be how fast can Crispy drop Feta, because if Feta can get held up by Jared, that's going to be all in favor of Crispy. But he's going to have Mumu behind him to worry about, and Miniko is going to be behind him. And behind him, Jared, as it keeps going on. These DRS trains are going to be kind of consistent as DRS is enabled.
Meanwhile, Bailey now looking for the move here on New Zealand Ryan. I said it before, Ryan's going to lose some positions here, but watch him towards the end of this race if that safety car does not come out again. Crispy knows he has to get past Jared here. He just knows he does. He's got to get it done, and here he comes. Close between the two Alpines. I wish the game gave me a better camera angle as Crispy now is through into the race lead. He goes, and Jared now goes down to P2, and Crispy can breathe a sigh of relief here at the moment. And Feta now's got to get past Jared as quickly as possible because Crispy could be gone in about half a lap.
Yeah, but how aggressive does he want to be? Remember, last time he was aggressive, he kind of tapped the wall. So Feta's going to really have to try and just stay to the back of Jared until it really opens an opportunity for him to go through. But at the moment right there, look at that. A second already gone. Crispy is going to be out of DRS.
Yep. And that shows you how important that move was done by Crispy on Jared. That was so important to get that done. And he got it done. That was very, very important in his race. We'll stick with this at the moment. Maniko's getting close here, maybe to the back of Mumu here at the moment as well. So it's an interesting one here at the moment in this race. The margins slightly come back between Jared and Crispy right now. This could allow Jared to have will allow Jared to stick with Crispy and the DRS. That will help Jared a bit more here at the moment. Hurt Feta slightly. Feta's coming into that last sector, Feta's losing just a bit at a time. So I don't know if it could be wing damage or not because of that. As our SupplyRaptor and Sinav go side by side. Close between those two here at the moment. And My goodness me. But Chandler now gets up into the top 10.
Yeah, if you look at this, by the way, except for Ryan, who's having a little bit of a look from Axe, and Fetta's going for Mumu, and Mumu's those two battle for P3 as Axe is around Ryan for P7. You see these guys, look how close it is, and maybe Mumu wants to go. Fetta really can't go anywhere. He may have a little bit of damage on top of 30 year from Jared, who's actually trying to stick with Crispy as best he can.
Yeah, Fetta must have slight damage. I just feel it. Fetta has been struggling slightly in that last sector, losing a little bit of time, and this is allowing Mumu to come up near. Jared's had a moment up ahead, I feel like, because that margin's now down to 1.8. So it's interesting to say the least here at the moment. And boy, oh boy, you have to wait and see. It's only like 10 or 26 here in this race here in Azerbaijan, as Jared's trying to hold on to it here right now. What Fetta would want right now is to get past Jared. That's what he would want. If he can get past Jared, that'd be a crucial move in his race. That'd be very crucial to get that done. If he can get it done is the question here right now. But Mumu's right on him. This could be a free wide moment here in a second. Hold your breath, because this could get interesting. Mumu.
Jared's going to block.
Oh, it's close, and oh, come on, game. There we go. Jared is going to lose 2 positions. No. And he's going to lose many positions. Maneko now will come through here on Fetta, and this is recipe for disaster in a second. Boys, take it easy, and they have. Jared now loses another position here to Bailey here at the moment. It's clean right now. It's very clean. Well done as our Fetta looks again on Mumu. How's he going to get it done? He will possibly, but no, he does not. Excuse me, he does not. Mumu has got it done as out of P2, and this will allow Crispy go up ahead with a 3-second margin right now. The only thing that will hurt Crispy's race is wing damage or a safety car, but my goodness me, that last 30 seconds was just absolutely incredible.
Don't look now. Chandler's just trying to look for a move, but he may have been hit by Zenab in the back of the rear wing for going into turn 7. But look at this, though, how close these guys are. It's almost a DRS train from about 2nd all the way down to about 12th. There's about 10, 11 cars in this train right here, and it's a lot of DRS action going on. It's going to be hard for overtaking, but Bailey's going to try to look for a move on Jared, who's almost on the teetering edge of this DRS bracket from Miniko ahead of him. Miniko is actually pressurizing Fetta a lot through the corners. Could Fetta actually have some damage? I'm pretty sure it's almost apparent now.
Yeah, it's definitely slight damage. Absolutely it is. And he's going to be under pressure here from Miniko here right now. Bailey's got to get past Jared here at the moment, because, as you see, the margin between Jared and Miniko is 1.2 seconds. So he'll want to get this move done as much as he possibly can. Jared's in. So Jared's mediums are just dead. They must be gone or something. So Jared's decided to come in. It most likely will be hard unless Jared decides to go sauce and maybe hope for a safety car late in the race. No, he's got damage. So there we go. So Jared actually has damage. Hard tyres. I don't know when he possibly done that, but it could have been when we saw that moment into turn 1 as Miniko closing in on Fetta here at the moment. Fetta hanging on to that DRS of Mumu is helping him out right now. Sirhan is retired in the pit lane. Let's not get too excited.
Well, someone who is excited, though, is definitely going to be Bailey. He's been released from behind the back of that Alpine. Now can go up to the back of the Haas and Miniko, because this battle is all going to be about how quickly they can either get around Fetta, because if he does have damage, it's going to suffer through the corners, or how quick Fetta can actually keep up, or how much Fetta can keep up with Mumu, because these guys behind are one to go. Bailey, the championship leader, he needs to grab some points. He wants to grab some points. Miniko, this is his track. This is almost his backyard. We said it in Monaco. He's going to really want a good finish here, especially redemption for realistic. So he's going to want to go, and Fetta and Mumu are going to be right now obstacles in his wake.
It's tough to say, Ritz. It's tough to say. He might not, but it's tough to say. Tough to say. If he does get on the podium, we'll be able to ask him. But Miniko now, again, that DRS is going to help slightly for Fetta once again. So we'll have to wait and see. But Miniko's got to try and use that DRS to try to get enough. But he knows he's not gaining much. So he's going to back out a bit more, so we'll have to wait. It says Bailey now with the fastest lap of the race. Could that be a crucial moment in the championship season? As now Maniko's just so close to possibly trying to get this move done here on Feta right now, but it's 3.8 seconds, but Crispy in the lead right now as Maniko's going to send it here on Feta. It's close. Oh, there's a bit of contact. There's a bit of biff and budge between the two. And side by side, these two will go still. And Maniko will hold this because he's going to have the track where he wants to be. But Feta can't hold the position. And Maniko up in a position number 3. Meanwhile, Suffix happened behind. Axe has had a moment.
Yeah, I believe Axe may have been either tapped around or hit the wall there because he was actually behind the likes of Bailey. But like I said, Maniko, he wants to go. Now he's 1.1 seconds behind Mumu. He has about a couple of corners trying to go get in that DRS range. Look at Feta, though. He's already a second behind Maniko. So I'm pretty sure, I'm almost about 87% positive that he has some form of damage.
Yeah, I feel like it's some sort of slight damage, but it's not enough damage. That DRS helped him so much to keep up with Mumu, but you could tell in parts of the track he was losing time. So it just shows you how important that DRS is around here. It's so important, and even the ERS. Here's Baylor, who's got 70% worth of battery here at the moment, and he's going to go fly on by the Aston Martin here in this race. And SupplyRaptor, his teammate, might come through here very soon as well. So Feta now down into position number 5 here in this race. 4 seconds to the gap. Here comes, we haven't watched Neymar for a while. Here's Neymar going for the move here on Sinav. And Neymar now gets himself into the top 10 in the Aston Martin in this race. We got Ryan there in position number 8. Again, we'll see how if Ryan becomes a factor towards the end of this race on those hard tyres as Driggs out comes in for, looks like probably wing damage. It is.
But one thing I do want to point out, by the way, is take a look at P6. We said Raptor was kind of coming through, kind of trying to follow his teammate Bailey through in the Alfa Romeo. Well, if you don't remember, Raptor didn't set a time in qualifying. He started P16. He's up 10 positions so far and in prime position. Because look at this. Everyone in front of him is pretty much on the same lap tire as him. So he can go to the end of the Grand Prix. Same with these guys in front. And Raptor won Monaco a week ago, so he knows his way around some street circuits. He knows how to be consistent and how to stay out of the barriers if necessary. So keep an eye out for Raptor there. I think she can follow his teammate through. Alfa Romeo is looking almost golden, but not as golden as Crispy. 5 seconds in front.
As you can see as well, Chandler gaining 8 positions in this race as well. Chandler in 7th position. One thing that's great to see around here is that we've not seen any penalties. Of course, you're not going to get penalties here at Azerbaijan, but if you did, there'd be many question marks. But that is great to see here in Tier 1. Of course, it's almost 5 seconds now between Crispy and Mumu. As I said again, the only thing that's going to hurt Crispy's race is damage or a safety car. Well, it might not, but it could, because it'll bring the field closer together. Lap 15 to 26 now. Here in this race, here comes Raptor. No, Raptor does not come through yet, but he's close enough. If he can get close here for turn 2, he should have enough here to maybe get the run and go for it, where I believe Maniko got the move done on Feta. Let's watch SupplyRaptor. It's going to be enough. It's going to be too easy for SupplyRaptor. He comes straight on through on Feta, and Feta now goes down into position number 6 in this race.
Yeah, now he has a chance to go chase after the likes of Mumu, Miniko, and Bailey. By the way, Mumu has almost been, I know the DRS is kind of holding these guys all bunched up together, but how much do you think Mumu is holding Miniko up here? Because you see some of these corners, Miniko is almost to the back of that Honda rear wing for the Alpha Tauri. Well, we see him going a little bit deep into 7. We'll see. Miniko thinks he's faster right now. I can guarantee you that. Mumu thinks he's probably faster, but the DRS is holding him tight. Bailey just thinks, both of you shut up. We're trying to drive here. Go faster. My teammate's catching. He's trying to go and do the best he can, because remember, he needs the points to keep the championship lead. Well, that's the thing he really can do is just kind of survive and ride right now as he's in P4. His teammate catching him in P5.
Well, you got to remember here at the moment, it's that, of course, Bailey and Miniko top 2 in the championship, and they are quite close to each other right now. And could anything go down here in the latter stages of this Grand Prix? We're closing in now on 11 laps to go. The the ominous sign of maybe a late safety car could happen. As now Miniko, it's going to be enough to go for this move here on Mumu. It's going to be done. Miniko now up in a position number 2. Mumu goes down to position number 3 now, as Bailey now will try to see if he can get up into this fight as well in position. Sinav comes in. Sinav possibly damage for him in the Ferrari, unless he's not comfortable. No, it's not damage. He's just not comfortable with his medium tyres going to the end. So we could hold our breath. Well, we're about to hold our breath there for a second, because the AlphaTauri almost going for the move there on the Haas. But that now, ominous questions with Sinav coming in. If maybe some of these guys who may be not comfortable with their tyre life in the field here, maybe having one eye on their tyre percentage right now and seeing, oh, can I make it or can I not? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, realistically, they can make it regardless of person, but driving style, aggression-wise, and amount of tires you take out, because I said this in the Tier 2 race, you can, I mean, these tires can last a decent amount of time, up to, I mean, the surplus of 20-something laps. But if you take a lot of these tire grip out in the first 5-10 laps, you're not going to have that surplus of grip at lap 27 or at lap 28. You know, I mean, after on this tire stint. I mean, obviously, you're not going to take those tires that long because there's 26 laps in the Grand Prix. But what about lap 22? Lap 23, 24, 25, 26. If you put all those times right now, you may not have grip at those 4 or 5 laps left in the stint. And that could be very, very detrimental to these guys, especially for the guys on the hards, because they have the same premise. I mean, you think the hards, oh, they'll last the end. They can last 20, probably 30 laps or so.
Oh.
They probably can last in lap 1. But if you take too much out of them, that's going to be the end of them. Doesn't matter what tire compound you're on.
That's why I've said here, Mumu looks for it on Miniko. Another position change between these two, and Mumu now gets back up into position number 2. That's why I said before, keep an eye on Ryan. If he gains anything at the end, if these guys up ahead just lose a bit in this race. We have 10 to go, as now Miniko looks for it again here on Mumu for position. The battle here for P2 in this race, and gets through done, as Chandler now is through on a Feta as well, up at a position number 6. And the Alpha Romeos are now up into this fight as well. So it's so close here right now in this race.
Well, one thing I do want to say, as Drix pits once again, 5-second time for speeding in the pit lane, that's probably going to retirement. Yes, it is. So that's in the pit lane. That's going to be no threat of a safety car. But what I am going to say is, almost hits the wall. But what Bailey's probably thinking right now is these guys need to stop battling. Look at the gap between Miniko and Crispy now, 5.8, almost 6 seconds. These guys were going side by side, I mean, left and right, and that's going to cost them time and cost them a chance at Crispy. Because what if Crispy has damage? What if his tires start to go off at the end of the race? Them battling like this right now, it's going to be way, way too early for this to happen. Miniko, it needs to get going, which he has, about 0.8 of a second. Now it's just playing the rating game. Can they go catch up to Crispy?
It's going to be interesting to see. And Crispy all on his lonesome right now, 5.8 seconds to gap. Miniko needs to try to push away here, because now it's back under a second between him and Mumu. And Mumu could try to fight his way back throughout the field at the moment. The two Alfa Romeos, we see them there. Chandler's not far behind as well. Feta is coming up through this gap as well, as Ryan now's trying to get past Feta here at the moment. Ryan beautifully comes through, crisscross, and through 7th place here at the moment. And yes, it is Chris. As watch here at the moment, Mumu again on Miniko, these two. Oh, there's a little bit of a touch between the two. And my goodness me, Mumu now once again fighting these two. Bailey could come from the two of them here in a second. This could be absolutely incredible. These two, great racing between the two. It's just allowing Crispy to go up even further ahead in this race. And Miniko and Mumu absolutely fighting it out here like cats and dogs. Haas and the AlphaTauri in an amazing battle here, and it's only lap 18 of 26.
Well, I guess they didn't listen to me because they want to keep fighting. But that's going to be fine for them, because Crispy is just going to go away. Well, Bailey, he actually was in a sandwich a second ago into turn 5 and 6. He actually tapped the back of Mumu, because Mumu had to brake a little earlier backing off. Well, that actually allows SupplyRaptor to tap the back of him. There was almost a chain reaction where we could have lost 3 of the top 5 in one corner.
He might have thought about it on Axe back in position number 9. But yes, I agree with you. It's intense, this battle here at the moment. But everyone's taking it very easy right now. And we'll have to see what will go down. But, well, Ferrari, who knows? It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be how this tie life's going to be towards the end. As now Bailey now looks for it, rides through on Chandler. Now the question of that is, oh my goodness me, Bailey's trying to take both the two of them. Trying to get through on Miniko as well. I apologise I didn't get a great camera angle on that. As Mumu's going to stick with it, and he's going to get it done. Or is he not? No, he's not, because these two are going to stay side by side. Mumu and Bailey here for position number 3. But Mumu's going to... They're free wide! They're free wide! Hold your breath, because I'm trying to myself. Because Miniko will hold on. No, he won't. Yes, he will. Miniko holds on to position number 2. It's absolutely insane. And SupplyRaptor out of nowhere is up in a position number 4. Bailey's a bit down the field, and this is about to cause it a drama field, because I tell you right now, Chandler now is up in a position number 6 on Bailey. Bailey's is in positions out of nowhere, and Feta now is trying to get up in this as well. Ryan now is in this, so let's see how is Ryan's hard tyres right now going to be compared to these guys 13, 14 lap old mediums towards the end of this one. And it's just absolutely going down here in this race.
Well, I can tell you one driver who is extremely pissed off at everyone that just happened right there. That's Bailey. He was just trying to go for a move. Mumu sends it up the inside because Trey's trying to hold on to his own race. And Bailey lost out to not only Mumu, but SupplyRaptor, Ryan, Chandler, and all the spat are going to the castle section. Now Bailey needs to recuperate himself, trying to go for this move. But now Raptor is going to be the Alfa Romeo behind the Alfa Tauri and Mumu. Well, with that battling, Miniko got away a little bit. Here comes Raptor. He's going to try to go for this move. Mumu's going to be on the DRS. He's going to have the ERS. He's going to go for the slipstream as well. It's going to be a triple slipstream. They're going to go 3 wide again. No, they're not. Mumu goes for the round the outside, though.
Smart. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. Oh. Smart by Raptor to lift off that, because if he did it, that could have ended badly. And we're going to have round number 9 here at the moment between these guys. Or maybe not, because Miniko's not got enough here to go for it. He doesn't have much battery either. These guys absolutely swimming with that battery here at the moment. But look at the two, well, I call them the two veterans, because we know the history these guys have here in League Racing. Chandler and Ryan, 40% ERS, and these guys have had pretty much nothing. So Ryan and Chandler are just going to buy their time, and we'll see what they could play into this a little bit later on. There is 7 laps to go in this race. Crispy has a 9-second lead. I don't know what I'm going to ask him at the end of this race. My goodness me.
It's funny you said the veterans of the sport, because I a couple of times I've already mentioned the new versus the old era of Tier 1. You see the old era being Ryan, Chandler. Yeah, exactly. Well, you say exactly about those two guys, how they're match battery. Well, look at the 3 new ones. I mean, age is not really a thing. These guys are probably around all the same age. But look at the discipline. These guys know exactly, Chandler and Ryan know exactly when to back out of those situations, when to use that battery, when to not. Well, these guys maybe have to, take their time with it. They were being way too aggressive, because once again, you said it was only lap 18. Well, there's still around 6, 7, 8, 9 laps to go. So, I mean, they've already used all their battery. Miniko actually is at 1%, about to be at 0, trying to go and catch up to Mumu. Yeah, but he's at no battery going for this move.
But as I said before, the DRS is just so OP around here. Miniko! And Mumu's going to try to get it back. No, he lifts off, because he's going to wait for that DRS moment. Here's SupplyRaptor. Here's Cecile and Ryan. When is Ryan going to make some moves? We're going to have to wait and see. He will be attempting something here soon, I feel like. I feel like Ryan knows he could go for something here very soon. Jared's come in on the soft tyres, possibly because I think he knows that we may not see a safety car, but there's still a couple more laps to go of possible a safety car coming out, so keep an eye on that. And SupplyRaptor's all over the back here of Mumu. There may have been a touch there between those two, and oh boy, it's taken it easier. Stats allow Miniko pushing away to almost a second gap.
Well, like I said numerous times so far, how much have these guys taken out of their tires? Well, I think he just hit the wall there.
I think he did too. Oh my goodness me! He got close to hitting the wall. For a second there, I thought it was Maniko, but you could just see the closest they got them to move in there. But now the gaps have brought it out again. So Ryan now is closing up here on SupplyRaptor. He could maybe look for a move here very soon here on SupplyRaptor, but it depends on that DRS train. 9 seconds for Crispy up the front.
Well, actually, we talk about how this is. There's still the DRS train all the way back to Axe down in 10th. I mean, these guys, look at the Aston Martins, Feta Cheese, and BRL Neymar. Those two are one of the closest on the track, other than Ryan and Raptor. Who's going to go for this move? Ryan to the right-hand side of Raptor in the Alfa Romeo. He may actually grab Mumu in the AlphaTauri. Look how slow he's going. That's
again.
Incredible.
And he had no battery. Oh, no. That was never going to end well. That was never going to end well. Mumu around. And, that was yeah. You could just tell that was never going to end well. And Ryan now is up onto the podium here in this race. Bailey now is going to see if he tries to look for something on his teammate. But, yeah, that was never going to end well. But again, Mumu had no battery at all. And that's why he was just a sitting duck. He might not have got damage from that at all, but he's outside the points. My goodness me. And I do agree with Freya in the chat there. But, now Ryan's closing in on Maniko here at the moment. So it shows you maybe those hearts are just a tad little quicker here right now in this race. Ryan's not going to catch Crispy up the front because it's 10 seconds. But Ryan could still possibly get a P2 in this race.
Yeah, it's possible. Maniko is not going to let it go easy, though. I mean, he has a chance to recuperate. He has actually more battery than Ryan does. If you look back a couple laps ago, it was quite the opposite. Ryan had around 50%, and Maniko had about 3%. And yes, I mean percentage-wise. But well, look at these guys now as they've all kind of, I guess, eyeing themselves out. It's not going to be as aggressive. 6/10 is the gap between Ryan and Maniko. And you have SupplyRaptor actually almost out of the DRS range. That could be crucial in his fight because he has 5% ERS compared to Bailey's 30. We could have a swappage of the Alfa Romeos coming in turn 1.
Well, for I feel like Crispy's probably in the best position at all because he's got 10 seconds. So, but Ryan now is in even a better position because he's going to make this move here on Maniko. Bailey's made the move on his teammate as well behind. So Ryan now up into second. He'll try to push away from the guys behind. And this is the last lap of a pot for a safety car to come out here in this race here in Azerbaijan. But yeah, 9.4 seconds. Ryan there in position number 2. Maniko's going to try and fight him back. He is in the Haas. He will fight him back. And that's smart play there by Maniko. He knew it from the battle with Mumu. Oh, Ryan tries to look for the nose. Someone's around behind. I think it's Neymar.
It's both Aston Martins.
It is too.
The teammates collide into turn 3.
Oh my goodness me. Both the Aston Martins go around. Jared now with the fastest lap of the race. So Feder, the pole sitter, all the way down in P10. Neymar down in P11. As now Ryan's going to have to try to fight back here on Maniko once again. It's ultra so close between these guys here. The battle for second place. Maniko will want to get by here to hold on to this position because it'll be important for his championship challenge here in Tier 1. It'll be so important for him. But Ryan is all over him.
Yeah, he's almost pushing him to turn 15 right here. But one fact, you remember at the beginning of the show, I said that there's been 5 unique winners in 5 races. Don't look now. The top 3, they have not won in Tier 1 this season. Ryan, Maniko, and Crispy. Ryan has won before. Actually, he's a double champion, I believe. I could actually be underselling that. But he's going to go for this move on Maniko to the right-hand side down the main straightaway. He's going to have the DRS. He's going to have the ERS, and he's going to grab P2 away from the Haas and Maniko.
Yep, so Ryan now through, but watch Maniko once again. He will try. He has to get a good run here for 1 and 2 to possibly challenge him here again. No, he's not going to challenge him because Maniko is around and hits the wall. Wow.
I don't know. He may have some damage. We saw, that slight contact with Feta, and he's been pretty much falling like a rock. So Maniko could have some serious damage right here. We have to come and see in a couple of moments' time. Maniko trying to figure out a way to kind of keep Chandler at bay. You saw him kind of defending and breaking the toe a little bit going into the braking zone of turn 3. But now he's going to be behind SupplyRaptor. So both Alfa Romeos, once again, they're only going to extend their championship lead in the Constructors. What is 51 points? It may be even more than that after this.
Yeah, it may be even more. And Ryan now 1.4 seconds over him and Bailey. Crispy, almost 10 seconds. He'll just be gone in a crawl place right now to make it to the end. And SupplyRaptor might have just slightly tucked the wall there. Maniko down in position number 5. And we've got Chandler in P6 as well, just sitting there, gliding towards maybe a top 5 at the end of this race. That is a
Neymar
Aston Martin.
Reversing through the castle section, trying to get out of it. That's probably the best idea I've actually seen so far today, because it's probably better than losing 20, 30 seconds trying to Austin Power it. He's actually going to be ahead of Deer Hunter here. Not for long.
But,
oh, it's going to be tight here. Oh! Saved it. Wow.
I agree with Hoop in the chat as Chandler now is going to look for this move done. Chandler now, they're gonna both get SupplyRaptor. It's free wide once again, and SupplyRaptor's coming in actually. As now Chandler will get through on Maniko. Chandler now into top 4, and SupplyRaptor comes in. Unless he's going on the soft tyres, is he not confident he's going to make it to the end? There's 2 laps to go though. He should have fought it out. As then Maniko's going to try to fight back here on Chandler. These two, it's close between the two at the moment, and oh my goodness me, Chandler might have just slightly tapped the wall, and Chandler now goes back into position number 5. And, and he's hit the wall again. And Maniko now P4, Chandler now back down to P5. Sinav, 8 lap all mediums, by the way. Sinav could maybe get a top 5 in all this. We'll have to wait and see in this one. The margin now down to 8 seconds between Ryan and Crispy. Crispy's just going at a crawl place, depending on what his tyres are at the end. Here, Chandler's gone! And that, we will not see the safety car as Axe and Sinav are ghosting inside each other. Sinav now goes up into top 5. Here's Axe down to P6 at the moment. Wow.
Well, I was going to say the old era of Tier 1, if I may, has been kind of triumphing as you see Ryan and Chandler, but then all of a sudden that definitely did not go well. Did Maniko leave enough room from Chandler on the exit of turn 3? Did Chandler have to stick it in? We have to figure that one out, and that will be decided at the end of the race. But Chandler is now out of the Grand Prix, down in 13th, as we go on to the final lap of the Grand Prix.
And I can tell you this right now, just hearing on board at turn 1, Sinav is taking it. Crispy is definitely taking it easy here at the moment. It's Axe now through the top 5. Axe, don't forget, ACC, tomorrow, every week. It's always good. It's now Feta now through on Mumu as well. These two were in podium positions earlier in the race, and now they're down to P7 and position number 8 here in this race. But we're on the final lap here in this Grand Prix. Bailey is somehow going to get onto the podium at the end of all this. But 7 seconds to margin between Crispy and Ryan. The percentages of tyres will be interesting to see. We'll definitely ask Crispy that at the end of this one and see how he is going. But, wait a minute. He's had a moment.
He almost lost it.
They must be on... He's taken it so cautiously. He must be on the brink. Oh my goodness me. He just took that castle so cautiously. He's just trying to make sure he gets home. Oh my goodness me. Crispy now. 5 seconds now between him and Ryan. It is all so close in this race. 4.8. And we're on the final lap. Crispy in the Alpine is going to get the win here in Azerbaijan. The chaos behind, the amazing racing behind, has just brought this up. It is Crispy with victory here in Azerbaijan. Gets it done. Ryan will come home in second in the Red Bull. Bailey will come home in position number 3, the championship leader. Wow.
Yeah, well, it was definitely what could have been for a lot of guys. Maniko included. With that damage, that's just really going to stint him. Could we possibly stewards inquiry? Look at this, Feta and Zenav. Actually, I think Zenav got ahead of Feta at the line. Maybe a little bit of a penalty got that sorted out right there. As you see, Feta's actually now behind Mumu. So, but we said that with that 8-lap old tires Zenav had a couple laps ago, well, he got some sustainable amount of damage. Unfortunately, he could not utilize those tires. As you see Raptor and Deer Hunter grabbing the last points paying position, you see Neymar actually, I think, was at a all-out brawl with Deer for that last point.
There you go. Wow. Race done. Raptor with a driver of the day. And that was absolutely something here in Azerbaijan. We'll get the top three in just a matter of moments. But, wow. Sensational race. Sensational racing we've seen here tonight. And only one safety car in the end in this one. That was an incredible finish here in Baku. And my goodness me. And who's saying in the chat, don't hype up Federer again. Which we're guilty of that as well. I'll definitely admit that. But there's the results after a unbelievable Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And wow, what else can you say? Deer Hunter scoring the last points here for Haas. Jarek in the fastest lap, not a point of course. And wow, what else can you say really, folks?
Well, I mean, that's we've had some extremely good races in Tier 1, and I think that probably takes the cake for now. There was battles up and down the field, and there was one point in time we had, what, 6, 7, 8 cars in one train, and actually in one part of the circuit all trying to battle for that one spot, and that being P2. Oh, Ryan got advantage of that, took his tires to the end, which he actually, you said from the beginning, that could be one thing to look out for, is Ryan's hard tires compared to the rest of the mediums, and, well, I guess it worked out pretty well. Bailey got P3. Second podium in a row. First one came at Monaco a week ago. Now he's podium once again in Azerbaijan. I remember he won a couple of weeks ago in Portimao. It's not his first podium, but it's definitely not his last.
Yes, indeed. And top three are in, as you see on your screen. We'll kick things off, Katra, with Achievement Tribulator.
Yes, so once again, that's another podium again for you. You had one in Monaco after the craziness that was that race where you kind of survived, but this one was a crazy in a different sense. You didn't have to survive hitting the wall. You had to survive everyone else. You had Ryan, you had Minika, you had Axe, it was Chandler, you had your own teammate Raptor. Well, you survived them all. You got another podium in a race where you started P5. Did you think you would have gotten the podium from the lap 1?
Wait, hang on. First off, is my audio included? Because I don't have the box.
Yes. On PC.
Oh, okay. okay, my bad. Last time I had it. Okay, sorry. But yeah, no, coming into the race, I had no confidence at all. I don't know if you heard that, Katra, but I had no confidence, and I did not expect the podium at all. Luckily, I was able to get it. But yeah, it was a very chaotic race.
Yeah, it was very chaotic indeed, and it's to the point where, I mean, it was absolutely incredible, the battles you had. Well, now the championship leader, once again, you continue that streak on. Well, it's going to be Canada up next week, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the first time you got a podium in Breakout Racing League. Last season in Tier 2, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. I think it was Spain, but I don't know. Canada's still a good track for me.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that regardless. Do you think you could continue this streak and possibly get a third podium in a row, or do you think that you're going to be on the back foot going into the Circuit Show Villeneuve?
Hopefully I can actually go into the race with confidence, but knowing myself, I probably won't. But yeah, all I have to do is hope for the best.
Well, hope for the best indeed. Congratulations on your P3 and another podium for you and the Alfa Romeo team. You and Raptor looked pretty close out there. Unfortunately, Raptor come home in P9. He still got driver of the day, and that was definitely one thing to look out for. So now we'll move on to Ryan for P2. Is he here?
G'day.
Okay, you are here. Good. Yeah. Well, let's just say you probably had one of the best seats in the house for what happened. I mean, there was so many battles going on in front of you. There was actually a point where I actually thought there could have been a huge collision from like 5 cars that could have put all 5 of you out of the race. Well, you prevailed on those hards. That was a little bit of a risky strategy from the beginning because, I mean, there was still a risk of a safety car, by the way. Surprise, there wasn't. And you kind of took advantage of that. Took your hards all the way to the end, passing everyone and grabbing that P2 and actually chasing down Crispy a little bit. And I believe his tires were on that brink of collapse as well. Tell me about it.
Yeah, you pretty much covered it. Those hards, they felt like intermediates. I was like, what is going on? I couldn't do anything. Couldn't turn, couldn't accelerate. And I was like, I let Chandler go, and I noticed it started to get easier to hold on to him, and then all sorts of stuff started happening, and then I was faster than everyone apparently, so yeah.
Well, that was definitely something to look after because that was a very, very chaotic race, like I've already said a couple of times already. And those hards definitely did not make it any easier on you. But regardless, you still got P2 and actually could have had a very good shot for the win if it happened maybe one lap longer because Crispy Sires seemed like they went off the cliff a little bit. But congratulations on your podium. But now you go on to Canada. Do you think you'll have the same kind of luck, same kind of, I guess, pace in Gilles Villeneuve? And I hear everyone laughing, so I think I said something stupid. What about it?
Very much depends if I show up. You never know.
Fair enough.
I decided like an hour before this race that I'd do this race, so we'll see.
Alrighty, congratulations on your podium. And this will now be put back to Mitchie to take over for Crispy.
Yes, Crispy P1, talk us through that one. There's a bit of battles going
Hello. It was
going on at the start, and then you're pretty much in your own world. Talk us through that.
yeah, I didn't see anything that happened, so I have no idea what happened behind me, but after the safety car, Feta, I don't remember what happened, but he made a mistake. So I got past him, and then I got past Gerard, and then Gerard just held up everybody and let me get out of DRS, and then I got to pull away, so it was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was almost 10 seconds at one point since everyone was battling behind, but well done on that one. And
the last few laps are just...
Sorry, continue.
Sorry, the last few laps just cruising to the end. My tires were, I think they were like 65% at the end.
Yeah, I could tell it was only around 60, especially when you were out in front for 10 seconds. And it was pretty much...
yeah, they last forever there.
Yeah, they definitely do. But Canada next week, if you'll be here, what are your thoughts on Canada?
I like Canada, so definitely race if I can.
Absolutely, and that's it. We're done. Azerbaijan. And thank you, Katra, for joining me. Don't forget ACC tomorrow, and we're back next week. Canadian Grand Prix. It's goodbye for now here